This is my door. This is my hallway. Exciting, I know. But not really. It's the animals you're here for. So, before I get started, little tortoise shell, like this. Wait, can't do a light on. Boom, tortoise shell right there. Some fossils. Shark tooth. More fossils. Welsh dragon versus the TARDIS. Crocodile skull. He's like, hello, I'm Crocodile Skull. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. Please go back together. There we go. An adder skin. This is a dead adder that I found that I skinned, and we use it for educational work. Go whiz through. Marble newts. This is my SSBBW right here. Go on, swim. Try to swim. So this is the female, and this was the male. This is a breeding. Wait, you can't really see the reflection. Here we go. This is the breeding tank, so it's quite simple. So I can capture any babies that they produce, and then once they are ready to leave the water, they'll be sitting on a raft a lot more, and I'll remove them and put them into the big cage, which is a land cage. Oh, so I've got a cold, ill. But yes, and you can see they've got some eggs, so you see that leaf that's folded over itself? There's an egg inside of that, because they do some yoga sesh, squeeze them thighs, wrap that leaf around the egg, and it hides from them fish. And this species you find in mainland Europe, parts like Italy and, for example, Italy, etc. Although there is a non-native population in the UK, because a dude was like, hey, I've got a pond. What can I put in my pond? Non-native newts. Yeet. Boom, tarantulas. Boom, tarantula. Wait, off. Boom, tarantula. And boom, tarantula. And wait, there's more. Boom, tarantula. And then finally, a final boom, tarantula. They just live doing tarantula-like things, tarantulaing about. So, Dune geckos. These guys come from Iran, and they are very cool. They are cool little tiny mini guys. They are about this big. They have an open top to allow for super good ventilation. Don't worry, they can't get out. And having this good ventilation means I can spray them in the morning to replicate morning fog. Because while it doesn't rain in their range that often, you get a lot of heavy fog in the morning that condenses onto things it envelops, such as geckos and rocks and twigs. And little water dew droplets form on the geckos, the rocks, the logs, and the geckos lick them off. So despite being a desert species, they get a morning drink pretty much every day. It's why a lot of ones in captivity don't do well, because people think, oh, desert, don't ever give it water. But they can't be at high humidity all the time, otherwise they'll get sick and die. If they're at low humidity all the time, they'll get sick and die. I might be having a sneeze coming along, I am not sure. I can feel it, my nose is going tinkle, tinkle, tinkle. So what you want is a heavy drench in the morning, very high humidity, but over about the course of 30 minutes, that humidity comes crashing back down, which you achieve with a very hot basking bulb and very good ventilation. Palmate newts that live in here, they are just newting about. Hello newts. They, again, a breeding tank for them, a breeding tank for these newts. And also my pet leech, Flubber, lives in here. He just flubs about, doing leech-like things. Oh yes, my mango. One is sprouting, one is mangoing. Beard dry enclosure, I don't like it, it's shit. Most of my friends are like, oh no, like it's a lot better and bigger than what most people give them. I'm like, yeah, but compared to what he used to have, it's shit. It's not as big, and it's shit. So he used to have a 2 metre by 1.5 metre by 2 metre enclosure. I could not bring that to North Wales with me because it was too big to pack. So I had to get rid of that and get this thing for the last like few months. He's lived in here for a few months, it does a job. But I leave the door open, so he's not in there, he's running around. So he can wander in and out, so he still has use of the flat. But in the next sort of month and a half, 2 months, he'll be getting his brand new enclosure built, which will be 2 metres long by 1.5 metres wide by 2.5 metres tall, which will be pretty sick. Scorpion tank. Scorpion's about, doing scorpion-like things. Boom. And boom. Cockroaches, which are breed to feed my lizards. Cockroaches, which are breed to feed my lizards. Cockroaches, which are breed to feed my lizards. Stick insects, which I breed to feed my lizards. You get the idea. Sandboa lives in here. Kenyan sandboa, to be exact. Wild sandboas have a reputation in the pet trade for being really hard to get them shedding properly. They have really shit sheds. That's because most people don't know what they actually are meant to be kept like in the wild. So people here name Samba and keep it on pure play sand. I've had a snake for about 12 years, never had a bad shed, and that's because I look at, hey, what does it actually live on in the wild? It doesn't live on sand. It lives on sandy soil with gravel, leaf litter, grasses, and stuff mixed into it. And she gets sprayed about once a week, and that keeps her shedding nice and happily. Milk snake lives in there. It's found in a bin, unwanted, unloved. Fire salamanders living in here, very, very cool. They inspire a lot of folklore in Germanic and Celtic cultures. Germanic as in Germanic people such as Danes, various Saxon groups, etc. It's an ethnic group of people from Europe. Not like when you say Germanic, you think, oh, we're Germans. It's like no. It's a wide group of people. Like the Celts are a wide group of people. Oh, and historically, we're a wider group of people before the Germanic people killed them all. Yeet. They didn't just kill them all. They also like integrated in with marriages and shit. So that's why the only few Celtic countries left are like Republic of Ireland, Northern Ireland, Scotland, Wales, and then you have Cornwall, you have part of Brittany, and you also have Isle of Man as like strongholds, last strongholds of the Celts in the modern world. But yes, so these guys are black and yellow. They look like a lizard. They're pretty cool. They're not a lizard. They're a salamander. More in the same group Chordata as these guys, Newts. And what's really cool is they were going to bonfires because it's a nice place to be. It's a nice place to be over winter. People set these bonfires on fire. Obviously, being on fire is not great for increasing your chance of survival. Like if you're on fire, chances are you'll probably die. So they would run away from the fire because they don't want to be on fire. And people see tiny black and yellow lizardy things come scurrying from the flames and will be like, oh mate, that's like a baby dragon right there. So there's different legends about how a dragon will lay her eggs in bonfires and the fire incubates and triggers them to hatch. You have other legends where they believe that like crap in the fire will combust and form and make a baby dragon that comes out as a salamander. And you have other legends with a separate creature, which is the salamander. I got in a discussion with someone from Germany actually about it because they refer to newts and salamanders as the same thing. They don't. Where we in English we say newt or salamander, they just have one word for them, and so he's only ever heard the word salamander in the context of the mythical creature, the salamander, which is inspired by these. So he's like, they're not real. I'm like, no, they are. And on Google, see, look, you look up salamander, boom. But I wasn't like an arsehole because I was like, well, it's a language thing. It's a different use of language. It's not. It's not like it's American, where I'm like, dude, there's no excuse and it's part of your language. But with this, it was a difference in use of language. That's all it was. But no, so when he's heard of salamander used before, he's heard it in the context of the mythical creature, which there's different legends about how it's either created by fire, and it's all inspired by this little creature here, how it feeds on fire, how it can travel from one flame to another, and so setting things on fire can summon it, all that sort of stuff. Which, by the way, if anyone watches the anime Fairy Tail, one of the main characters, Natsu Dragneel, who's a dragon slayer in the anime, and he's the fire dragon slayer, to be precise. He's often referred to as Salamander or Salamander in the way of like Gaji will say in the Japanese. Anyway, but he's often referred to as Salamander, which is reference to the mythical creature, the salamander. That is empty. King Snake lives in that. King Snake is currently brumating. What is brumating, you ask? Same as hibernation, but because it's a reptile, you call it brumating because there's different metabolic processes. So reptile sciencey people be like, it's not the same as hibernation, and I'm like, no, it's not. But for all intents and purposes, it pretty much is. You go to sleep over winter to avoid the winter. It's pretty much the same thing. So this kind of becomes store cage, like storage thing. Because when they wake up, he'll have a new enclosure to go in that's bigger than this one. And same with my corn snakes, they are sleeping right now. And when they wake up, they'll have a nice big cage to go into. Flying frogs. These guys are Chinese flying frogs. Why are they called flying frogs? They do behaviour called parachuting. Parachuting is behaviour done by many other critters, such as flying squirrels, sugar gliders, flying snakes, because those are real. That's a thing, yeah. People who hate snakes, well, guess what? Some of them glide, yeet. And it's when you leap from a tree, you increase your surface area, and you hope for the best. And basically, you parachute. So with these guys, they leap from a tree, They spread the legs out, they spread their tummy out, they spread their toes out, and they have a lot of webbing between their toes, which open up and increase the surface area even more, and they can glide about 5 to 8 meters. And they can actually maneuver in the air. This species can maneuver quite well for a frog. Like, there's a study done and it's like, yeah, compared to a peregrine falcon, they can't maneuver that well in the air. And I'm like, oh no shit, it's a fucking bird with feathers and wings with powered flight. This is a frog that leaps from a tree and hopes for the best. But the fact that a frog can actually not turn around, but it can change direction. So it can't go and do a 180, and go from rather going yee, it can go like yee, like that sort of thing. I'm like, that's impressive. And like, yeah, it's not that impressive because it can't compare to a peregrine falcon. I'm like, no, yeah, but it's a fucking bird. You know, it's impressive. Leave my frogs alone. So over here are more friends. This is a Russian rat snake. It comes from Russia and Korea. And it just chills, doing its own little thing here. Emerald Swifts, chilling. I'm sorry, my dude. Cuban Racer, which you will not see, because she's just, well, we can see. But you probably will not see. Yeah, you're not going to see her. I'm not eating around. I fed her yesterday. She had a snake yesterday. Small little blue-grey snake, which feeds on snakes, frogs, lizards, birds, turtles, etc. Baron's Racer. Just chilling. Comes from South America, like Bolivia and shit. And this big white cage here is going to become the cage for the flying frogs. Where's she going to go? Well, this cage, and that cage are all going to be moved away. And this whole entire area will become one big cage just for her, which will be sick. My fish, just chilling, doing fish-like things. At the back here, I'm going to get some plants that go up to the surface and make it look sick. Using male Pelgaramis, just chilling. And yeah, they're just chilling out, doing fish-like things in a fish-like manner. That's Fred. He's chill. That's the beer dragon. He's chill. He just runs around the flat. I'm like, hey dude, go forth. Go for a gander. For a gander. My smoking pipe, because straights are expensive and I can't roll for shit. Don't worry, I don't smoke in the house though. Because of the animals, I smoke outside only. Oh, he's off. He's off. He's off. Horse skull I found in the mountain, which is pretty sick. Dead birds, which is pretty sick. So many fucking plants. So many plants. Like, I don't think you can appreciate just how many plants I have. Like, so many plants. In flower. You're in flower. So many plants. And then pictures and a big dead snake. That I skinned and put up on the wall myself. And dude, you're going underneath my weights. And yeah, that's pretty much my life. I lay back here, I chill, I watch animals, I watch my fish, and that's my existence.